All right, so let's start with an image. Picture this. A former president of the United States.
Just out of office.
Exactly. He's just handed the keys to the White House over to his successor, William Howard Taft. But he doesn't, head for a quiet library.
No, not at all.
He doesn't start some genteel speaking tour. Instead, Theodore Roosevelt immediately sets off for the African wilderness.
And his goal, his explicit goal, was to put himself in physical danger every single day, to test his strength, his endurance, everything.
Yeah. His retirement, starting in 1909, was, without question, anything but quiet.
And that's really the period, right? The decade from 1909 until his death in 1919. It arguably holds the most critical insight into his character, into his whole legacy.
Because he's unconstrained.
Totally unconstrained by the presidency, he becomes this, global adventurer, a radical political apostate, and then ultimately this fierce crusader for American preparedness before World War I.
So that's what we're diving into today, that intense final decade. Our mission is to really pull out the core insights from this life lived uncontained. We've got a stack of sources that detail three incredible phases.
What's first?
First, his shift from president to this global celebrity and adventurer across Africa, Europe, and then the Amazon, which was just perilous.
And then the politics.
The huge political war against Taft and the Republican establishment, the whole bull moose movement.
Which is seismic, yeah.
And third, his crusade against Woodrow Wilson's neutrality and his ferocious but ultimately tragic response to America's entry into World War I.
And the goal here isn't just to, list the events. It's to understand the velocity of this man. We need to see how the most strenuous of men, as he was called, defined his own relevance when the structure of the presidency was just gone.
He used that decade to push himself further, physically, politically, intellectually, than maybe any other former president in American history.
And what does that tell us? What does that continuous, almost superhuman intensity tell us about the price of action?
So you can't even begin to talk about the African trip without first understanding the deep philosophical engine that was driving Roosevelt.
Right. You have to go back to his childhood.
He was an incredibly frail, sickly kid. He almost died multiple times before he was 5 from, acute asthma and nervous diarrhea.
And that early physical weakness was really the genesis of his whole life.